Today, I'm gonna talk to everybody about beauty. Okay, I'm gonna talk to everybody about beauty. I did another message, and I did this other message not too long ago where I talked about a lady in waiting, and I talked about the fact that if you have a reasonable amount of beauty, you look halfway decent, chances are, probability-wise, there's a lot of men that would like to date you or be in a relationship with you. Okay, you just have to find those people and so on and so forth. But what I want to talk about is on the other side of that. Okay, I want to talk about the other side of that because there are some people in certain cases where they don't feel like they fit into that category, where they feel like they're reasonably attractive. Now, some of this can be self-esteem issues. Okay, I heard the stat that say only 2% of women actually feel like they're personally beautiful, or happy with the beauty that they have, rather. So some people don't fit into the top bracket of, human beauty, okay? And I want to deal with beauty itself and people that feel like they're not in that bracket, okay? All right, so this is what I want to say with that, okay? First, I'm going to start off in Ecclesiastes 3:11, okay? It talk about God made everything beautiful in its own time, okay? So there's a degree of beauty in everything that he creates. Okay, everything that he creates, there's a degree of beauty, whether you can see it or not. Okay, all right. So now I'm gonna come on the other side. Okay, I'm gonna come on the other side and I'm gonna talk about 2 Samuel 14 chapter. Okay, and I'm gonna talk about a character named Absalom. Okay, Absalom was David's son. Okay, he was a son of David and Bathsheba. Okay, all right. And it said about Absalom that he was more praised than anybody else in Israel as being the most beautiful from the sole of his feet to the crown of his head. Okay, he was regarded as the most beautiful, and the Bible actually says it. Okay, and describes it. Okay, there's some particular people in the Bible that the Bible describes specifically as handsome or beautiful. Okay, it makes particular note of that. Okay, so not all beauty is equal, just like not all strength is equal. Okay, some people are born stronger than others. Some people are born smarter than others. Okay, some people are born faster than others. Okay, some people are born with more endurance than others. Okay, some people are born taller than others. And by the same token, some people are given more beauty than others. Okay, some people are given more beauty than others, especially in the standard of the world and in terms of what the world accepts as beautiful. Not all levels of beauty are equal. Okay, all right, and Scripture acknowledges that. Okay, Scripture acknowledges that. Okay, now everybody in a way is beautiful according to God because He created them. Okay, but not everybody given equal amounts of beauty. Okay, now this is what I want to say with that. Okay, I want to go deeper. Okay, I want to go deeper. Beauty privilege, okay? The privilege that beauty gives, it gives you a lot of inequalities. It gives you a lot of automatic favoritism, okay? They do stats on these type of things. Like if a beautiful person does the same crime as somebody else that's viewed as less attractive, they get less time. They're more likely to be let off. They're more likely to get a better job. They're more likely to get more opportunities. They're more likely to have more opportunities as far as, having a spouse or having a relationship or being with somebody, okay? The people at the top of the beauty spectrum, okay, as far as this world, okay, they have unequal advantage in terms of acquiring the things that other people want, in terms of relationship, so on and so forth. So where does that lead to people that don't fit in that bracket, right? Well, check this out. This beauty advantage on this earth is a disadvantage in regards to your heart, okay? It's a disadvantage in regards to your heart. Because check this out. It's a way to get you out of worldly accountability, okay? It's a way to get you out of accountability. Okay, you can think of a plethora of women, especially women. You can think of some men that because they're so charming and beautiful, okay, they get away with doing a lot of evil. Okay, they get away with doing a lot of stuff that they shouldn't be doing because they're beautiful. And what does that do on your heart? That makes you turn inward and justify yourself. Attribute good things to yourself based on the opinion of others. You're more likely to see yourself as better than others. You're less likely to be humble. You're less likely to have character, less likely to develop character. Because everybody in your world, no matter what you do, they accept you. It's okay if you fail. It's okay if you don't do what you're supposed to do because you're beautiful, okay? And a lot of people are treated that way, okay? And so it's a hindrance as far as getting to God, okay, and developing the character that's within you, because you have so many other people on the outside justifying you and telling you that you don't have to do that. You already accepted, okay? So it's a disadvantage in terms of the Lord and who He is and getting closer to Him, because when you're more likely accepted by everybody else, you're less likely to pursue God's acceptance and who He is, okay? That's why a lot of the times the people that start turning to God are people that feel like outcasts according to this world. But when you have worldly beauty, you're less likely to be an outcast, less likely to be in a position where you feel like you do need to pursue God. Now, there are ways to override this, okay? This is not to say at all that all beautiful people don't have character. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying it's harder for you to do that. There's plenty of examples in the Bible, like such as Joseph, okay? Joseph, he was seen as beauty. He was seen as handsome in form and appearance, okay? And yet he had character that overrided his beauty privilege that he could have gotten, say with Potiphar's wife or different situations, okay? His character overrided that. Same with Daniel, okay? He was determined in his heart that he would not defile himself, and he risked his life on several occasions, even though he had the beauty and acceptance of the king and the members of the palace, okay? You know, you could say the same for Esther, okay? Risking her life to make that request to the king, okay? So when you look at all these situations, okay, you look at all these situations, there are ways to override the privilege of beauty, okay? There's ways to override the privilege of beauty and be a person of character. If you don't fit in these brackets, you have a head start, okay? If you don't fit in these brackets, you have a head start. And the head start you have is this. Check this out. If you don't have that automatic privilege, you are more likely to have to work on your character. You're more likely to have to develop traits within yourself to be accepted, to be equal. You're used to not being accepted by everybody else. You're used to being overlooked by everybody else. And it causes you to turn inward, okay, and potentially put you on the path to turning towards God. It's also easier to be faithful if you have less options, okay? If you have less options, it's easier for you to be faithful. It's easier for you to be committed. And then also, okay, somebody that finds themselves with you and attracted to you, if you're not on the top tier of beauty scale, okay, sometimes it's a more cohesive attraction because the person that's attracted to you is specifically attracted to you, okay? Specifically attracted to you. So it set up an opportunity for the person that's for you is really for you because they really for you. Because out of everybody else, it links up, okay? Whereas somebody else on this other sphere, where they have all these other options and well, everybody's attracted to me. So how do I know? Okay? So check this out. If you feel like you don't fit in these top tiers of beauty and so on and so forth, there's no need to be discouraged because you have advantages where you're at. You have advantages on developing your character. You have the advantages on finding a partner that's specifically for you. It may be hard to be rejected initially, but you might find yourself even happier than the people that have all these pressures out here. You might find yourself happier because there's less pressure on you. There's less pressure on you to keep up these appearances because you don't have them to begin with. So you can work on your inner self. You can work on your inner being. So you can have the inner beauty that God really wants you to have. And you have a head start when you don't have the outward beauty that the world accepts on the outside, okay? So if you find yourself in this situation, and I'm not talking about, size or anything like that, because that has to do with your self-control and what you do with your lifestyle and your dietary habits and whatnot. But if you find yourself over here and you're not in this top tier, know that God made you beautiful according to himself. And know that if you're in this situation, it ain't because you not privileged, but because God himself has privileged you to get a head start, to search for the inner beauty that he wants you to have. That's my message on the day. You take care.